Yep, we're live again. Hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing grand, thank you very much.
Good, good, good. This is Mike Collins. He's agreed to have an interview with us here. And Mike, you are so well known for Doctor Who, and I know it's one of your absolute passions.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the first TV show I remember watching as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, your Doctor Who panel last year was hilarious.
Yeah.
And to me, it's one of the highlights of the weekend.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, it was really good. And I know it's back on today again at 1:30. So if
Yeah.
anybody's watching this, remember to go into the interview panel room at 1:30.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're generally discreet, but not always.
No, that's what I loved about it. It completely went off on a different tangent last year.
Oh, yeah.
Including John Higgins forgetting why that Eddie's never drawn who.
Yep.
Yep. So it is somewhere actually on the Lawless group if you go and find that one.
Yep.
But I need to ask you, Mike, what do you think about the new Doctor?
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Weirdly enough, I'd already been drawing him because I storyboard Sex Education.
Right?
Yeah. So it's not like it was much of a stretch for me.
Yeah. And you're happy enough with the choice of actor then?
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He's an amazing actor. And I may or may not have seen him on set performing, but I couldn't say that.
No, you couldn't possibly. No, you couldn't possibly give away any clues or anything.
But he's great.
Oh, great! Because nobody knew. There was all sorts of Idris Elba and all sorts of. I think everybody thought that it probably would be an actor of colour again. Person of colour, and so it was a great choice. I was glad to see it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you think really, and then you think, oh yeah, really.
I mean, he has such life in his face as well.
Yeah, I think they've done it with every single Doctor since the show's come back. Every single one of them has been fantastic in their own way.
Yeah.
And every single one of you thought, really, him or her? And yet, they're blown out of the park. It's like they know what they do when they make this show.
Funny that, isn't it? Like, there was a big, and I'm just going to actually zoom in here to Jodie's Doctor. There was some meowing and bitching about that whenever it was announced.
Oh no, well, weirdly for me, it's because I'd storyboarded the regeneration. I already knew it was show. So I had to keep stum for a very long time.
Gosh. Were you surprised as well that they had gone down, that they decided to finally make a woman doctor?
I just thought it was about time. Yeah.
Yep, completely agree.
Yeah. And she's a great actress.
Fantastic, and I don't think, there was times I think maybe the writing let her down. Certainly it wasn't her acting.
I don't want to judge anything on that because I work on a production, but when she shone. That first episode I thought was amazing.
Yes, this is
really
it, yeah.
It was just brilliant.
It did.
And all the way through she had such great moments. You just saw how good she was. Yeah.
And there was so much criticism of, it's too woke, but I'm sorry, that's society, it's a reflection of what's actually going on.
I have now found out the easiest way of deciding who is and who isn't your friend. And that is the use of the word
Hate it.
As soon as they use that, you just walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't understand what it means. They're using it as a phrase that is demeaning whole peoples. And it's just like, well, I'm sorry, but, goodbye.
Yeah.
We are talking about a TV show whose first director was a black Indian man.
There we go. Yeah.
And this is 1963. So, do you know what? As polite as I can say, stuff them.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need them in the fandom. I mean, every fandom can be just nasty, and there's a really bad side to it, and it's just inevitable. Star Wars is exactly the same. Star Trek, you name it.
Yeah, people just feel proprietary to it.
They do.
Their version of it. It's like the people complaining about the recent iterations of Star Trek. I mean, this was a TV show in the 60s that had a racially integrated crew.
Yes.
And, it's just like, well, they would have called that woke.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why people don't understand, well, why can't I see myself on TV? Why can't I be represented? And who does it?
Okay, there's a mate of mine, same age as me, so early 60s, and his family's from Jamaica, grew up in Birmingham, and he said that it was watching Star Trek and watching Doctor Who where they used black actors not as the villain or not as a comedy, but actually had them in positions of authority that for him was just wonderful. He said if you saw a character like that on TV, the whole family would run in to watch the telly because that was affirmation for them, and they didn't get that anywhere else.
And it's dreadful that has to be such, it has to be an unusual event, and it has to be, it's hype, it's this and it's that, but the representation should have always been there. It should not have been something that is unusual.
It should. And I think what's wonderful about all the showrunners on Doctor Who have done since the show's come back is they've gone all in.
Yeah.
They just say, no, these are all people, these are all members of the public, these are all members of our society, these are all members of us.
Yeah.
And if you can't deal with that, then maybe these aren't the shows you should be watching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go back to Midsummer Murders.
Completely agree with that. Completely agree with that. And yeah, I really did love Jodie.
Yeah.
There was, I mean, her finale was fantastic too.
Oh, yeah.
And that ending, where Tennant comes back again.
Yeah.
Well, you probably already knew that.
I may have storyboarded that. Again,
you couldn't possibly
I couldn't
comment.
possibly say.
Do you ever get an inkling of things and they've come true with Doctor Who? They just because you've seen, because you've watched it for so long and you've such an encyclopedic knowledge of it. Is there sometimes the way they direct the stories and you're thinking, I'm not really surprised it's gone that way? Or do they still surprise you?
It still surprises me.
Yeah.
One of the things that, particularly when the Doctor Who's with the BBC, is that if I was working on a season, if the directors of certain shows, certain episodes didn't want storyboards or they had their own story with artists they use, I made a point of not reading those scripts so I could actually watch those episodes as a fan.
Brilliant.
So, you know, because I wanted to enjoy it. And I enjoy shows I've worked on. I mean, the first couple of times I watched them, I'm going, oh, that's not quite how that shot should look. Oh, that's so good the way they use my board on that. Or they'd completely ignore my board on that. But the other shows I watch as a fan. And I, you know, because I'm still a big kid.
Well, I mean, hopefully it'll never end either.
Yeah.
We had that massively long time where there was no Who. I often felt sorry for Doctor Who Monthly, Weekly, whatever it was at the time, that there wasn't any. Yeah. They were so imaginative with some of the things that they came up with.
Yeah, the comics during that period are just fantastic.
It saved it. And the fact that Stacey was mentioning the other day in one of her panels, it was a Dave Gibbons character, I think, from the comics that was in the trailer. Forgive me, I don't know the comics enough. It wasn't Meat. It was.
I again could not possibly say.
Yeah, you know.
I have to apologise. This interview is brought to you by the letters N, D, and A.
Yes. No, I don't want your. Well, I mean, we are Lawless, so you can just spill.
There you go.
No. So it's exciting. I'm just going to break into your house and look at your storyboard.
There you go.
Look at your workbench to see what's on it, to find out what the next bit of Doctor Who. But here, show us, because you have worked, like, I mean, I'm looking down here and I'm seeing Rogue Trooper, of course I'm seeing a Dalek and I'm seeing Dread.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a bit of art actually on this table that you really want to show off? Pimp your stuff to us,
I
Mike.
think you're going to go with the Rogue Trooper page. That page there, and ironically, this is the weekend that the Diceman books come out.
Yes.
That was the page that got me to work on Diceman. Pat Mills told me what the situation was going to be with the strip, and got me to formulate a page of scenes that I thought would be in the Rogue Trooper story. So that whole page, Pat then dialogued over my artwork.
So you're the person to talk to about Diceman, because whenever I saw Diceman advertised, I mentioned about John Wagner, but John said he never worked on it.
No, it was all written either by Pat Mills or by Simon Geller.
Yeah, I remember Pat's storylines. I think you're right?
Yep,
okay.
no.
I remember reading Pat's storylines when I was like a teenager. Friends had a copy of it up in his attic and fell in love with it, you know.
Yeah. It was a fantastic magazine to work on. It was just brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'd have carried on with it for a very long time after I'd had the chance.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the game system that part of it as well. Yeah, those type of things are making such a big comeback over the past few years.
The other thing as well is you got to draw iconic 2000 characters, and every 3 or 4 pages in a frame, you killed them.
Yeah. So remember there was like a Judge Dredd versus Death, almost like a haunted house scenario.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So so you worked on the Rogue Trooper storyline in Diceman, was it?
I did. I just illustrated the 2 ones. So Pat wrote one, and Simon Geller wrote the other, and I just drew those 2.
Oh, right. Was there any other? Was there? I think it was like ABC Warriors. Did you do?
I did a Slain story as well.
You did the Slain one?
I did the Slain one, which led to me doing the fill-in for Glenn on Slaying the King.
Oh, okay.
Because what happens, Glenn had fallen behind, and they needed somebody to basically turn around a 5-part story in literally 5 weeks. And I was young and stupid and said yes. And then I was sitting on my stairs thinking, "Jeez, what have I done here?" But I think because I was working with Mark Farmer's absolutely one of the best thinkers in the business, and has been since day one.
Yeah,
and whatever my shortfalls were on that, Mark just covered them up and made them look gorgeous.
Oh, fantastic! Because I'm hoping now with the resurrection of the Rebellion's gaming division, like
really, I didn't know about that.
They reprinted them as Blockmania, the board game, and I think they're doing it with the Judge Dredd. And they bought over the old, what do you call it, Tunnels and Trolls from the 1970s. So I'm hoping, I would love to see them doing some sort of sequel, the Diceman.
Yeah, that would be, I'd be there, day one. Yeah,
exactly.
I just have to say that Ryan Brown is watching. Hello, Ryan. And Ryan says, I know that man.
Hello back to Ryan. Yeah.
Ryan, the drink still has drink in it. It's because you're not here. Yeah. It hasn't been drunk dry.
I've got a bottle of gin here, half drunk for you.
Don't try and slip it into my suitcase. No, Mike, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful artwork. Of course, we have the Daleks. Yep. And Dread. And the Dark Judges.
No, it's 4 horse paper.
Oh, that's the 4. Oh, right, got it now. Yes, so it is.
Which is the very first Dread story I ever drew. Especially in 87. A gorgeous Gary Leach cover which had the heads of the major characters.
This is a trophy from the draw-off yesterday, isn't it? Just noticed it sitting there as well.
Yes, I won a trophy for being the most depraved person at Lawless.
Yeah, the draw-off yesterday was brilliant. We actually recorded it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so it's...
I'm saying fantastic, but I realise it's now on film.
It is, and it will be there forever and a day on the Lawless Facebook group.
Hey.
Yeah. Because I was able to actually get up on stage and zoom in on your work.
Yeah.
And while everybody was on the stage, I was sneaking up behind them every so often and doing a bit of sneak peek video, and just because the audience couldn't see it all, but I was able to. Going, oh my good grief, what is going on inside your heads? So I don't want to spoil for anybody to say what it was that you'd actually drawn, but go and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, you might not even remember what you drew either.
And then pray for my soul.
Yeah. I think everybody was damned that was in the room even. We're just guilty by association. It was pure filth.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, here, Mike, will I keep you back? I know you're working away on projects here at the moment, just commissions and things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks very much for your time.
My absolute pleasure.
And we will see you in the Doctor Who panel.
You will see me in the Doctor Who panel and you will hear me in the Doctor Who panel.
Excellent. Well, that's even better. No point just looking at you. Attractive as you are, I don't want to just sit and look at you for half an hour. Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Thank you.